Hey there, everybody. This is Graham over at therecordingrevolution.com. Welcome back to the One Song, 1 Month Challenge, where I'm making you guys get started 2010 with writing a song and finishing it by the month of January. So if you've got any guts at all and you want to do this, join us, man. We're going to make a song happen. I'm putting my song out there on the line. I'm writing something. I have no idea how this song is going to turn out, and you get to listen to it each and every week. So if I can do it, you can do it. Last week we started with nothing and opened a blank session and got our acoustic guitar down. This week I'm going to bring in some drum loops, okay? So let's just get to it. If you've got drum loops on your hard drive, usually you've installed some with your Pro Tools rig, you get a whole bunch of loops. They're sitting somewhere on your computer. And what you need to do is simply get them into your session. The easiest way to do this, just drag them, okay? So I'm going to open up my desktop here, and I've got a loop on my desktop called Straight Ahead Drums. I'm just going to drag it into my session. Okay, you see how it created a track for me. It created a stereo audio track, named it accordingly, and there's my loop. Real simple, and you can drag it wherever you want. I'm going to zoom in here. Oh, let me give you a quick lesson while we do that. Use this button, A to Z, okay? There's no reason not to use it as far as I'm concerned. It allows you to use really short keyboard shortcuts like T, R. Zoom in, zoom out. Perfect, okay? So here we are with my loop, and I can take a listen. Solo it. Now this loop actually was at 120 BPM standard off the disc, but my session, if you remember from last week, is a 90 BPM, and it went ahead and time compressed that down for me. So it's already going to do that for your loops. You almost don't even have to worry about it. If you do have a loop that's not quite fitting, simply come up here to the trimmer and choose the TCE trimmer, time compression expansion, and then you can just sort of drag the loop to whatever you need and it'll work. All right, but we don't want that. So go back to standard and click on the smart tool. There's my loop. Now I'm going to zoom out here, and I want more of those, so I'm going to use the Command D or Control D if you're on a PC, and it just makes loops for you. It just duplicates just like it says it does. I can select all 4 and do the same thing. It'll duplicate 4 more. An even easier way to do this is the repeat command. That's Option R or Alt R on a PC. It brings up this dialog box, and if you know you want 4 loops total, well, I need 3 repeats then. So you click OK, 3 is fine. There we go. There's my 4. Simple as that. Now, here's something to consider. If you've imported a lot of loops into your session, maybe you just imported them from the File menu, Import Audio. They're going to show up in your audio bin or your region bin, and that's right over here. If you click this Show Hide button, it's going to show you all the audio in your session, things you've recorded like my acoustic guitars, and loops that maybe I've imported. For instance, here's that Straight Ahead Drums. Now if you've got a bunch of loops in here, which if you import a bunch you will, it's very easy to audition them. Just hold the Option key and then click. Or check out this one. Very cool. So when you found one you want, then you can even just drag that in. There you go. We'll undo that, and we'll right click on that track to delete it because we don't need it. So just so you know, that's where they are, and if you ever delete all your audio, say this loop is gone, you're like, oh, I need that loop back. It's still in here. You just click it and drag it back. All right? So let's do some quick editing on this loop to make it a little bit more interesting. What I'm going to do is click the E key for toggle edit. That's a great way to zoom in. And I'm going to select this little hi-hat hit. And I'm going to press the letter C to copy it. I'm going to paste it over that drum hit right there. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. That's fine. So if you take a listen, not perfect, but it gets the job done. And what I'm going to do is Shift Option 3, and that's going to consolidate it and make it a nice new loop. Okay? And then I'm going to go ahead and bring the original one back in. So what I've basically done is created a new loop that's slightly different. It just is missing one kick drum. Now I'm going to get rid of the show hide thing. I'm going to duplicate And I want this to be on bar 1 and bar 3, the simpler loop. If you hold Option and drag, there you go, you've got a copy. So dragging just moves it, but Option drag copies it. Do the same thing here. I want to Option drag that one for bar 4. But to make bar 4 even a little bit more interesting, I'm going to zoom in here. I'm going to select this kick. I'm just going to click the letter C to copy. I'm going to paste it right here. Let's take a listen to what I've got here. Pretty rough, but that's the idea. Slicing it up a little bit, making it a little bit more interesting. And what we'll do is toggle edit back out. We'll unsolo that, and let's just take a listen. And there it is. If you have a virtual drummer, let's say like BFD or Strike, you could do that instead of the loops. And what you would do there is, let's click and delete that. All you would simply do is create a new track from the track menu or Shift Command N, and you would choose a stereo, in this case, instrument track, because your virtual drummer is likely a plugin. And over in the mix window, you can just drop down to instrument plugins, and I have Strike, for example. That's one I use for drums a lot. And this is just a fancy looking plugin, and what it has is pre-recorded loops. And you can hear the style, and then you can load in a style, and it's got multiple different patterns, and you can adjust the intensity and the playing nature and all that different stuff. And what you're going to be doing is simply, when you're ready to record, is record enable and record your keyboard hits that are just triggering the drums, and that's it. Whatever you use, loops or virtual drummers, just get some into your session, be creative, but make sure that your drums aren't overly complicated or overly simple, but make sure they just complement your audio and they make your acoustic or your keyboard part come to life, okay? Well, guys, that's it for this video today. What I want you guys to do is sort of work on some loops, work on some drums in your session. And next week, we'll jump into virtual instruments, like laying down some bass, some keyboard parts, and just using some of the free virtual instruments that you get in Pro Tools. Again, this is Graham over at therecordingrevolution.com. Thanks for checking in, and we'll see you next Friday.